Generation X, born roughly between 1965 and 1980, is the often overlooked middle child generation. While boomers get credit for post-war prosperity, millennials for digital disruption, and Gen Z for social activism, Gen X quietly shaped the world in between. They're the ones who bridged analog childhoods to digital adulthood, built much of today's tech infrastructure, and developed a mindset that's resilient, pragmatic, and fiercely independent. Let's dive deeper into what makes their psychology so unique and why they remain so under-discussed. Picture a typical afternoon in the late 1970s or early 1980s. You're 7, 8, or 9 years old. School lets out. You walk or bike home alone. Your key hangs on a string around your neck, or it's hidden under a mat. Both parents work full-time, or perhaps one is gone after a divorce. Divorce rates more than doubled from the late 1960s into the 1970s, and with more women entering the workforce before affordable childcare became common, many kids returned to empty houses. Estimates suggest up to 40% of Gen X children were what we now call latchkey kids, coming home unsupervised, making snacks, doing homework, entertaining themselves until dinner or bedtime. No cell phones for check-ins, no Ring doorbells, no constant parental monitoring apps, just you, the house, and whatever you could figure out. This wasn't always seen as neglect, it was the economic reality. But it forged something powerful, early, genuine independence. You learned to cook simple meals, microwaving frozen dinners counted, manage your time, solve small crises like a broken bike chain or a flickering TV without waiting for help. Research and personal accounts show this built real resilience. Gen Xers became self-starters who don't panic when alone, who self-regulate emotions, and who handled boredom productively. That empty house after school taught them if you want something done right, do it yourself. And that lesson stuck.
Consequences were direct and immediate back then. Rules were clear, punishment swift, no drawn-out family meetings about feelings, no endless negotiations. Step out of line, you face the outcome right away. This created what psychologists describe as a high-contingency environment. Actions tied tightly to results, no buffers. Brains wired to anticipate problems, think 3 steps ahead, and plan contingencies. That's why so many Gen Xers approach life and work with pragmatic realism. They expect setbacks because they've seen them. Layoffs hit companies their parents trusted. Economic shifts wiped out stability. Scandals eroded faith in leaders. Watergate, the Iran-Contra affair, Cold War nuclear drills where kids practiced duck and cover under desks that wouldn't save anyone. It all taught a healthy skepticism toward authority and institutions. But it's not pure cynicism. It's more like guarded realism. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. They cross fingers for good outcomes, but keep emotional armor up because history showed the rug could get pulled. This shows in their low-drama style. No endless complaining, no oversharing. Privacy was default growing up. A mistake at school? A few friends knew. It faded into awkward memories, not viral posts. Broadcasting your life still feels risky or unnecessary to many. Less visibility means less exposure. That's why they're not flooding social media. They use irony and sarcasm as shields, keeping things light and distant until trust is proven. Their work ethic reflects this too. Early jobs were real responsibility, delivering newspapers at dawn, bagging groceries, flipping burgers while calculating change manually when registers failed. These weren't polished resume items. They were introductions to adult accountability. They saw parents' company loyalty rewarded with pink slips during 1980s restructurings, so blind loyalty to employers? Not happening. Instead, they invest in personal competence. Be the most skilled, reliable person in the room. That's what you control when everything else can change. They're independent to a fault. Asking for help can feel like admitting defeat after years of solo problem solving. Studies show Gen X reports lower social support seeking during stress, not because they lack networks, but because self-reliance borders on a core value. Yet, paradoxically, they're quietly collaborative. They won't beg for assistance, but if you need it, they'll step up. No fanfare, no virtue signaling posts. Bonds formed young, often with friends when parents were absent, created tight, no-nonsense loyalty. Authority earns respect through proven skill, not titles. They've witnessed enough incompetent decisions, from political scandals to mishandled crises, to question it naturally. Economic traumas reinforced this. Younger Xers graduated into the dot-com bust. Older ones hit 2008 at career peaks. Multiple income streams? Not always entrepreneurial flair, often survival learned from nothing lasting forever. Hands-on fixing was everyday life, too. Bike won't shift? Flip it, grease hands, trial and error. TV static? Open the back, tweak knobs, no instant YouTube tutorials. Effort built mechanical intuition and patience. Pre-internet learning, libraries, card catalogs, made knowledge feel earned, deeply encoded in memory. As parents, many overcorrect dramatically. Having missed constant attention themselves, they give kids more structure, supervision, and presence, sometimes worrying they've created overdependence. Gen X remembers true solitude, unstructured time sparking creativity, solving without Google. They contrast sharply with helicopter tendencies in some later generations, less overscheduling, more allowance for free play and boredom. Unstructured time taught self-soothing, resilience, and imagination, skills they fear get lost in constant stimulation. Gen X is the bridge generation, last to fully know analog boredom and solitude, first to embrace digital tools without being born into them. They're not flashy or loud. They're steady, adaptable, competent. In a world obsessed with visibility and validation, they hold things together quietly, expecting little credit. That's their strength, getting it done without needing applause.
If this deep dive into Generation X's quiet strength, hidden resilience, and unique psychology resonated with you, then you're exactly the kind of person Easy Mind Psychology is made for. We explore the hidden layers of how our minds work, why we behave the way we do, and what past generations can still teach us today, all in simple, honest, and relatable ways. So if you want more thoughtful breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell so you never miss the next one. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these kinds of real, no-fluff psychology insights. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of your mind.